Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the Chum Bucket from the show Spongebob Squarepants. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button. I really appreciate that and it helps the channel out loads and loads. And if you would like to make any more SpongeBob related builds, I'm sure that you can see there is quite a few of them in both the past, present and the future. Check out the SpongeBob builds playlist, which will be in the card system and the description below for all of your SpongeBob related needs. And of course, wait until the end of the video to see who gets a subscriber shout out. But without any further ado, let's get to it. So, before we begin, I should let you know that the Chum Bucket itself, the actual restaurant, and not any of the sand or the path in front of it, will require a 14 block by a 17 block area, 14 blocks wide by about 17 blocks long. That's all you need. You don't need too much more unless you want to add paths and areas around it and stuff. You also need all of these materials that I have just put into my hotbar and the remaining ones in my inventory as well. Please make sure that you have absolutely every single one of these. Pause the video if you have to, then we can begin. So let's both pretend that you have this grid in your world. And if you did make this grid in your world, you want to begin on the front left hand corner of the grid. And you want to count right by 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then inwards by 1, 2. This is the starting position inside the grid should you have made it. Place 5 light grey concrete on top of this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Then go right of this block by 5 using the light grey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And connect that block down to the ground, like that. Now, inside of this area is going to be the entrance. Place a double door in the 2 middle blocks behind the actual light grey concrete. So in these 2 positions, place a double door. Place oak planks left and right of the double doors. Extend the left oak planks upwards until you connect to the top, and the right oak wood planks upwards as well. You then want to connect the oak wood planks together at the top and place light blue glass above the doors, like that. Also, place stone brick slabs underneath the light grey at the top of the build, like this. And take the blocks that are above the stone brick slabs that we have just placed. Place light grey concrete in front of those light grey blocks, like that. Very important later on. Now, once you have done that, return back to the... Oh, there is also another thing. Place spruce wood fence left and right of the upper part of the double doors, like that, and that is the actual entrance fully complete at that point. That's all you have to do. And once you have done that, we want to return it back to the very first block that we placed at the beginning of the tutorial, which is this light grey, and as if we're looking down upon it towards the back of the build, place 3 back left diagonals. So in this position, that's 1, in this position, that's 2, and in this position, that's 3. So just to give that context, that's what we're aiming for. Move the third diagonal backwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place 3 back right diagonals going back and right. 1, 2, 3. And then go right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place 3 forward right diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. And then go forwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 2 front left diagonals to connect back to where you first started. So the shape that we're looking for should actually very much look like that. It's quite a simple shape really, or at least I hope it is. Now once you have accomplished that shape right there, we want to take the sides of the Chum Bucket which are the longest sides, and we want to raise them up by 10 blocks each using light grey concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we want to raise up every single one of the blocks on these sides. So not only will we be raising up this left side as high as we have done all of the other rows. Those are all rows of 10 stacked directly on top of the first row. But we want to do this on the opposite side. So we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're just going to add light grey concrete directly behind all of these rows to make them as high as each other, and most importantly, they want to be as high as the previous and opposite side. So we want to have something like this. Perfecto. The next thing that we want to do is we want to take all of the other blocks that we have, and there's quite a few of them on the ground, you know, those diagonal rows and this row at the back. Well, the row at the back, we want to add a row of 4 on top of. So on top of this back row, add 4 rows of light grey on top. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And add up all of those rows. Like that. But what's different with the back is you then want to take the middle blocks, these 2 middle blocks here on the back of the row, and extend them towards you, and then left and right by 1 each. So something like that will suffice. Once you've done that, we do also want to raise up all of the diagonal blocks up by 4 as well. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you guys get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm not going to count the rest of these because I'm sure that you guys will be able to do that without me counting. I'm sure that you realize that they all want to be the same height, which is of course 4. There we go. What we now want to do is we want to take the front of the bucket where we have this row of 4 light grey here, and we want to raise it up until it is as high as the sides on the left and right hand side. I believe that a row of 6 would do it, but we don't even have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, makes it as high as the sides, but you don't even have to count that, guys. Just make sure that all of the rows match up. So that's the front of the bucket. Now if we come to the back of the bucket, we want the same effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we just want to raise up all of the rows next to it just to get as high as all of the others, like that. We then want to connect the corners of the bucket. So we have 4 sides, right? We want to connect these sides together. Now, the way that we want to do it is it's kind of a little bit tricky, to be honest with you guys, but let me show you. So you want to take, on these sides, you want to take these top 6 blocks here, which are the ones that are higher than these rows. So you want to take from this block here, up to this block here, and you want to extend it outwards, like this. And you actually want to do the same on the back. So you want to take from this block here, to this block here, and you want to extend it outwards, like that. Does that make sense? So you're taking the area that is larger than these small rows here, and you're extending it outwards all the way up to the top. The goal is to then connect the sides together diagonally, if that makes sense. So you just want to place 2 diagonals between the extended sides on each one of the corners, and then extend them upwards. And I'm sure that the explanation for that sounds a bit tricky, but it should be quite easy to do. So like that's the first side, for example. Let's come to this side here, right? So we have the left hand side and the front of the bucket. So if we take the left hand side and we take from this block here, which is just above these rows, and we extend that upwards to extend that row outwards. And if we do the same on the front, so from here, up here, to extend it closer, to extend it inwards, and then we can place 2 diagonal light grey concretes here, and then extend these up, then that is how we are going to do the sides of the bucket. So that's that side, and if we come to the right hand side here, we want to take from here and extend these upwards like this. And then you just place 2 diagonal light grey concrete blocks in the corners like this, raise them all up. Perfect. And if we come here, you want to take from here and here, raise up, and then connect together in the middle. So raise up, connect together in the middle, just like this. And we just want to have something which should look like that. And that is actually a significant amount of the Chum Bucket made. Believe it or not, that's quite a bit of it. Okay, so now that we have the general shape of our bucket, the next thing to do is to give the bucket a handle, because it is a bucket, of course. Come all the way to the left hand side of the Chum Bucket and come to the top. You're looking for the middle block at the top of the left hand side, and you want to place specifically a grey concrete coming out from the middle block. You know it's the middle if there are 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks left of it, and 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks to the right of it. That's how you know it's the middle. On top of the grey concrete, and you want to be facing the front of the Chum Bucket, you want to be looking from the front to the back, so that's the back. And you want to go up by 3 with the light grey concrete. 1, 2, 3. Do an up left diagonal with the light grey, and go up by 2. 1, 2. Place a grey concrete going right, and then a light grey on top. Place a grey concrete going right, and then a light grey on top. Place a light grey right, do an upper right diagonal, and place 5 cyan going right. Make that 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure it's 6. We then want to place a light grey concrete, and then do a bottom right diagonal. Go right by 1, place a grey underneath, light grey right, grey underneath, light grey right, go down by 2, 1, 2, then place a bottom left diagonal with the light grey, and go down by 2, 1, 2, and then place a grey concrete underneath, connecting to the opposite side of the bucket, like this. What we then want to do is we want to, from the grey concretes that we placed, we want to extend the grey concrete left and right by 1, and also upwards, and do the same thing on the opposite side as well. Extend the grey concrete left and right and up, and then place a row of grey concrete that goes all the way around the top and edge of the outside of the top of the bucket. So we just want to have something which should look like this, and the grey concrete does not want to connect at all in the corners. It just wants to kind of skirt around the top of the Chum Bucket and give the bucket a lip, because well, most buckets have that. It's to help stop the water from just like spilling out of it, but the Chum Bucket has one too, and it just wants to look a little something like this. You can see that it just goes all the way around the outside. It doesn't connect at all. It just looks exactly like that, and it just makes the bucket look a bit more buckety, and that looks a lot better. And now we're going to do the fist that holds the bucket on top. So you may remember earlier when we placed this row of 6 cyan concrete. Well, this is quite easy. You take all of the cyan concretes and you want to add a row of cyan that goes all the way around this row. So what that means is you want to extend it backwards, on top, forwards, and down, and you want to extend all of those rows in those directions and connect together in the corners too. So you want to connect all of these cyan together in the corners like this. That's perfect. Then you want to take the top of the cyan concrete, so you want to take this top row and you want to take the 4 middle blocks and extend them upwards. So the 4 middle blocks are from here to here. So basically you're just missing one on either side. And you want to extend all of those blocks upwards like this. Then place yourself a row of blue concrete that goes all the way around the top of this rectangular shape that we've made. The blue concrete absolutely does not want to connect together in the corners one bit. So that's something to keep in mind. Simply place all of the blue concrete just going all the way around the top like that. Do not let it connect in the corners. Now we have to place a little bit more of the fist. So if you come down to the bottom 4 middle blocks at the bottom front of this build, if you start from the left here, so you ignore this block here on the left, right? This is the best way I can say this. Bottom left hand corner, ignore this block, move right, place a light blue. Then place a cyan, light blue, cyan, place a light blue on top, this is the thumb, and then a light blue to the right, like this. Extend all of the light blues down one, and the cyans down one too, and then extend those blocks backwards. So to make a fist, we're simply extending these blocks backwards so that they come all the way to the back of the hand like that. And once you've done that, we should end up with something that should look exactly like this. Now, it's up to you whether you do this, but I'm going to fill the top of the Chum Bucket in with grey concrete, and I'm going to do it just underneath the lip of the bucket on the inside. An alternate to using grey concrete is to use black if you want, or maybe if you want to keep the restaurant a little bit more bright, then perhaps use some form of glass. It's really up to you what you want to fill the top of it in with, but I'm opting to use a bit of grey because that's the material that I have on me. But it's really not too important which one you do choose in the end, as long as you're happy with the result. So far you can see that we've got a pretty complete Chum Bucket. That's looking quite good. But there is one very annoying process that we're going to be doing next, guys, and keep your hats on because this is just, prepare yourselves, it's my least favourite fun part. We need to do the lettering for Chum Bucket, so we need light grey banners, rose red, and some crafting tables, and we need a lot of it. I don't know how many specifically. I'm going to chuck the crafting table on the ground, and we're going to begin doing the letters. Okay, this is my least favourite fun part. Let's do it. So, we open the crafting table. We're going to place a light grey banner in the very middle, and we're going to place rose red coming up the left-hand side of it, top to bottom. I'm going to move the rose red there. Grab the new banner, place it in the middle, place a row of rose red all the way down at the bottom, going from left to right. Take the new banner, put it in the middle, place a row of rose red going from left to right above it, just like that, to create the C. If at any point, guys, I go too fast, I do apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose. Just simply, pause the video if you have to copy what I'm doing. All right, new banner. I'm going to place it right in the middle again. I'm going to move the banners here, it's a bit closer. And I'm going to place a rose red going vertically, left, top to bottom, like that, next to the banner. I'm going to grab the new one, place it in the middle, and I'm going to place a row of rose red going from top to bottom to the right. Grab the new banner. I'm going to place it in the bottom center of the table with a row of rose red going from left to right above it through the middle. And that is the H. I'm going to grab a new banner. I am going to place it right in the center of the table again, and I'm going to place a row of rose red on the bottom of the table going from left to right. Grab the new banner, place it in the middle, place a row of rose red going from top to bottom to the left of the banner. Grab the new one, place it in the middle of the table, place a row of rose red going from top to bottom to the right of the banner. That is the U. Now, I do believe that we use 2 U's, so we won't have to make another one of those. But now we have to make an M. Now, this is fairly easy. Grab the light grey banner, place it in the middle, and place a row of rose red top to bottom to the left of the banner. Grab the new one, place it in the middle, place a row of rose red going from top to bottom to the right of the banner. Grab the new banner, place it in the top center part of the table with a rose red to the left, right, and below the actual banner. Grab the new one, and you will have made yourself the letter M. Now, what do we have to do? We have to do a B. So we're going to grab the banner, the light grey banner, I'm sure you guys know, going to place it in the center of the table, and we're going to place a row of rose red all the way down at the bottom. Going to grab the new banner, going to place it, I placed too many banners. I'm going to place the new banner in the center of the table, and I'm going to place a row of rose red, top to bottom, left to right, just like that. I'm then going to grab the new banner. I'm going to place it in the middle of the table with a row of rose red going from left to right, going from top to bottom to the left of the banner. Grab the new one. I'm going to place it in the middle of the table, and I'm going to place a row of rose red top to bottom to the right of the banner. I'm going to grab the new banner. I'm going to place it in the bottom of the table, the bottom center of the table, and I'm going to place a row of rose red above it, going from left to right, and that is the letter B. Now, I can already tell you I'm going to need some more rose red, so I'm going to grab it. Like I said, guys, I'm not really sure how much rose red this will require, so I'm just going to grab quite a bit of it. So, we've made Chum B. We don't need to make another U. We don't need to make another C, so we have to make a K, E, and a T. So, let's crack open the crafting table, and we have to make a K now. So, light grey banner right in the center of the table. Grab your rose red and place a row of rose red going from top to bottom to the left. Grab the new banner and place the banner in the, where can we place it? In the bottom center of the table, and place a diagonal row starting from the top left hand corner coming to the top right hand corner of the banner, like that. So that's what you want to look for. Grab the new banner, and you want to place it in the bottom right of the table again, or the bottom center of the table again, and you want a diagonal row of rose red that starts from the bottom left hand corner and goes all the way up to the top right hand corner. Grab the new banner. That's your K. So now we have to do an E, which is a light grey banner right in the middle of the table, rose red on the left hand side going from top to bottom like that. Grab the new banner, place it in the center of the table, with a row of rose red going above it, left to right. Grab the new banner, center of the table again, row of rose red going from left to right below the banner. Grab it again, place it in the bottom center of the table this time, and place a row of rose red going from left to right in the middle of the table to create an E. Now we have T. This is the last letter. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy about this. I hate making banners. We do a light grey banner in the middle of the table, row of rose red above the banner going from left to right. Grab the new banner, easy step here, place it in the middle right of the table with a row of rose red right there, straight down the middle of the table. Grab your T, there we go. And now we have Chum Bucket. that's what we have, Chum Bucket. But this is good, okay? So let me show you the positioning. Come all the way up to the top front left-hand corner of your Chum Bucket. So you're looking for this block pretty much right here. Come down one and right one. This is where we're going to write Chum Bucket. So place a C banner. To the right of it, an H banner. To the right of it, a U banner. To the right of it, an M banner. So we have Chum. Underneath the C, so here, we want to place a U banner, to the right of it a C banner, to the right of it a K banner, an E banner, and a T banner. We have the Chum Bucket. So the only thing we have to do is stick a B in front of there, and there we have the Chum Bucket. Now, I do think this makes quite a big difference to the build, honestly. I mean, if you write Chum Bucket, it really does improve things quite a lot, in my opinion, so I would highly recommend doing it, but if you don't do it, I understand, because I hate doing banners. It's one of my least favourite things to do. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is actually the Chum Bucket complete. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a path to it, I'm going to get rid of all of the bizarre letterings and stuff around it, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like once the Chum Bucket is all nice and done with some sand and a path and stuff. So I'll be back in just a moment, guys. Let me do that. I'll be back in a mo. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what the Chum Bucket should look like once it's been 100% fully completed. And all I've done there is I've just gotten rid of the grid, I've gotten rid of the numbers, and I've just put a little bit of sand and a bit of stone around the chum bucket. Now, I might urge you to do the same, but I don't know whether you're making your very own bikini bottom, I don't know whether you're building this in the desert, I don't know what you want to do with the thing, so I'm going to leave it up to you to make your own path and your own bit of sand. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out so much. You've got no idea. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel as well and click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. If you would like to make any more SpongeBob related builds or perhaps just cartoon builds in general, please check out the card system and the description below for not only the SpongeBob builds playlist, which will be made very clear, but check out the cartoon builds playlist, the Modern House playlist, the Suburban House playlist. They're all in there. Check them out. Maybe there's loads of stuff that you want to make on the channel and you just didn't realize it. And that's pretty much everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day. Goodbye! And this video's subscriber shoutout goes to... I feel as though there should be some special music for this part. Am I the only one? Anyway, the subscriber shoutout goes to... Power TV. I've been noticing you in the comments, Power. Once again, just like everybody else on this list, you're a great subscriber. I love seeing you comment. It's always nice, it's always friendly, it always brightens up the day. I appreciate you as a subscriber. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as you do, and I hope that you do continue to do it in the future. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether you have any videos, but I will link your YouTube channel in the description below if anybody is interested in checking out Power TV. And once again, the best way to get featured on this list is not only to like the video, subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscription button, but overall, just generally be positive in the comments and eventually you will get noticed. It might not be this video, but it absolutely could be the next. Once again, thank you to Power TV for being an absolutely great subscriber. Thank you for commenting and being such a nice and great force in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Next time, it could be you.